Guess we are now live, Carrie.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. I will call the meeting to order. Can I get a mover and a seconder to open the public meeting, please? John and David. It's been moved and seconded that the July 3rd, 2025 public meeting of the Lakehead Planning Board be open. The time being 5:31 p.m. Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, we are now opened. Can I get a mover and a seconder to approve the agenda, please? Elizabeth and Axel. It's been moved and seconded that the July 3rd, 2025 public meeting agenda of the Lakehead Planning Board be approved. Is there any changes that need to be made to the agenda, anyone? Seeing none? Anyone in opposition to approving the agenda? Seeing none, that is hereby approved. Is there any disclosures of pecuniary interest in tonight's items? Seeing none. Okay. We have no deputations, do we, Carrie?
No, not tonight.
Deputations carried. We have 3 applications, and I will let you take them away, Carrie.
Okay, thank you. So the first application we have this evening is from Glenn and Janet Furland for their property currently located along Hunt and Enders Road in Conmee Township. The application is proposing the creation of one new lot of 2.3 hectares, leaving a retained lot of approximately 20 hectares. The subject property fronts on both Hunt Road and Enders Road, is zoned and designated as rural in the official plan and zoning bylaw for Conmee. The proposed new lot will have frontage along Hunt Road and Enders Road. It'll be up to either the seller or buyer where the entrance will be located through the Conmee Township where they would get the permit, and all frontage and area requirements of the zoning bylaw are being maintained. We didn't receive any public comments on this file. We received agency comments from the Lakehead Region Conservation Authority as well as the Ministry of Mines, both stating that they have no concerns. And we did receive comment from Conmee Council stating that they have no concerns. So it would be my recommendation that the application be approved with our usual conditions.
Thank you. I see we have the applicants in attendance. If they'd like to add anything, the floor is yours. And that's okay if you don't want to add anything. Is there anyone who would like to speak in support of this resolution? Or this application, rather? And is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this application? And is there any questions from the members of the board for the planner?
Nope.
All right, we'll move on to application number 2.
Okay, second application 1B0725 is from Raymond and Judy Nivola for the property known locally as 5044 Dog Lake Road in Gorham Township. The application is proposing the severance of a surplus residence on lands 2.5 hectares in size, leaving a retained lot of with the existing residence of approximately 25 hectares. The subject property has frontage on Dog Lake Road, is designated as rural in the official plan and zoned rural in the zoning bylaw. Properties are abutted by additional rural lots in all directions. So we've seen an application like this before out in Gorham. While we are not doing new severances, the application is proposing to sever off a surplus house, which would just be a separation of existing uses. Both the proposed lot and the retained lot will meet the area and frontage requirements of the rural zone. Well and septic are already in place on both the proposed and retained, so conditions respecting those items are not required. We received agency comments only from the Ministry of Mines stating no concerns, and we didn't receive any public comments up to this point. So again, this would be my recommendation that the application be approved with the usual conditions.
Thank you, Carrie. Is there anyone who would like to speak in support of this application? And is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this application? And is there any questions from the members of the board to Carrie or the applicant? Seeing none, we'll move on to the third application.
Okay, the third and fourth applications, I've combined them. So 2 applications were received from Robert I'm going to screw up your name and I'm sorry, Calhoun, acting as agent on behalf of Dana Fulham and Robert Shepard for the property known locally as 354 Intala Road in Ware Township, as well as the property known locally as 342 Intala Road in Ware Township. The first application proposes the transfer of 16.5 hectares from 354 Intala to 342 Intala, while the second application is proposing the transfer of 2.47 hectares from 342 Intala to 354 Intala. Currently, only 342 Intala Road has legal frontage and access along Intala Road. 354 is landlocked. So these applications are proposing to correct that. The properties are abutted by additional rural lots in all directions. With 354 Intala Road currently being landlocked, these lot adjustments will be equally beneficial for both landowners, where 354 is gaining legal access and 342 is gaining 14 additional hectares. Both parcels would then have legal frontage and area within the rural zone, should these applications be approved. The only agency comments we received on this file also were from the Ministry of Mines, stating that they have no concerns, and we did not receive any public comments for either of these applications. It would be my recommendation that both of these lot addition applications be approved with the usual conditions.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone who would like to speak in support of this application? I see we have the applicants here.
Muted?
No, you're not.
Right.
You're good now.
Okay. Yeah, no, we just wanted to sever the properties there just to have access. That's about it.
Okay, makes sense. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this application? And are there any questions from the members of the board on this application? Seeing none, okay, thank you, everyone. We are actually going to make a decision on this application. So we close this meeting and we have our regular meeting immediately after. So you're welcome to stick around. Is there anything else for the public meeting, Carrie?
No, not for me.
Okay, thank you. We do have a resolution to close the public meeting. Can I get a mover and a seconder, please? David and John, it's been moved and seconded that the July 3rd, 2025 public meeting of the Lakehead Road Planning Board be adjourned. The time being 5:38 p.m. Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, we will move on to the second meeting. And where are we going here? Okay, can I get a mover and a seconder to open the regular meeting? David and Axel, it's been moved and seconded that the July 3rd, 2025 regular meeting of the Lakehead Road Planning Board be opened. The time being 5:39 p.m. Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, this meeting is now opened. Do we need any changes to be made to the agenda, Carrie?
Not for me.
Okay, and if there is no one else that needs to make a change to the agenda, can I get a mover and a seconder to approve the agenda, please? Elizabeth and John, it's been moved and seconded that the July 3rd, 2025 regular meeting agenda of the Lakehead Road Planning Board be approved. Anyone in opposition? Seeing none. And is there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. Okay, we will move into the first application. Furland for the new lot in Conmee. I'm guessing there's nothing to add, Carrie.
I have nothing to add, no.
And if there is, I'm guessing there's no other questions from the board members since there was no questions at the previous meeting. All right, can I get a mover and a seconder for this application, please? Elizabeth and David, it's been moved and seconded that application 1B/066/25 Glenn and Janet Furland for the property described as concession 1, part of North Ave Lot 5, PCL 4186, Conmee Township, Geographic District of Thunder Bay, as set forth in the application be approved with conditions. Is there anyone in opposition to this resolution? Seeing none, this resolution is hereby approved. Okay, number 2. Now you're going to move in a seconder for the second application, please. David and Elizabeth, it's been moved and seconded that application 1B/07/25 from Raymond and Judy Nivola for the property described as concession 5 south of part lot 16 PCL 1255 TBF, Gorham Township, Geographic District of Thunder Bay, as set forth in the application, be approved with conditions. Any other discussion on this application? Seeing none, I will call the question. Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, we will call that one approved. And the third and final application, can I get a mover and a seconder, please? Axel and John. It's been moved and seconded that the application 1B/08/25 from Robert Calhoun and Dana Fulham for the property described as concession 1 south of Part Lot 6, PCL 5039 TBF, Ware Township, Geographic District of Thunder Bay, as set forth in the application, be approved with conditions. Any other discussion on this one? I will call the question. Anyone in opposition? All right, congratulations. Your application has been approved. But just the first one.
Yeah.
There's another one. Hey, can I get a mover and a seconder for the second part of this application? John and David, it's been moved and seconded that the application 1B/0925 from Robert Calhoun, acting as agent for Robert Shepherd, for the property described as concession 1, part of South Half Lot 7, RP 55R7247, Part 4, PCL 23410 TBF, Ware Township, Geographic District of Thunder Bay, as set forth in the application, be approved with conditions. Any questions or comments on this resolution? Seeing none. Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, congratulations. You guys have your application approved. And anything to add, Carrie?
Yeah, so it'll likely be Wednesday next week that we'll send you an email with your notice of decision letter, as well as the long resolutions that go along with both of the applications. Those are just going to list your conditions. For lot additions, the conditions are very simple. It's just getting the survey done and then the requirements of your lawyer to prepare documents to transfer them back and forth. So that'll all be laid out for you Wednesday next week.
Oh, perfect. That sounds good.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you for attending.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next item on our agenda is the minutes of the previous meeting. Can I get a mover and a seconder for the public meeting minutes, please? Elizabeth and Axel. It's been moved and seconded that the Lakehead Road Planning Board approve the minutes of April 3rd, 2025 public meeting as presented. How come no one ever sticks around? It's like they could stay, but they all leave, right?
Summer.
It's because it's such thrilling.
I guess. I wish I would. I'm just not much of a showman, I guess. But is there any questions or comments on the public meeting minutes? Seeing none. Anyone in opposition to this resolution? Seeing none. This resolution is approved. Next resolution. Can I get a mover and a seconder for the regular meeting minutes? Elizabeth and Axel. It's been moved and seconded that the Lakehead Road Planning Board approves the regular meeting minutes of the April 3rd, 2025 regular meeting as presented. Any questions or comments on those minutes? Seeing none. Is there anyone in opposition to this resolution? Seeing none. These minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is matters arising from the minutes. Do we have any of those?
Not at this time, no.
Okay. Does anyone else have matters arising from any of those minutes? All right. Financial statements.
Nothing very exciting to report.
Okay.
Although we have had 10 applications so far already this year, which is pretty good. More than we had all of last year. Consulting fees quite high. We're going to have to do a transfer from our high interest account to our checking account, likely before we'll receive funding from the province this year, since last year we received it in December, I believe. And we're still waiting on the final audit statement, which after the past few years is not surprising either. Otherwise, there's nothing really out of the ordinary.
Questions on the budget? Right. Sounds good. Do we have any correspondence?
None.
All right. Do we have any new business?
No, I imagine that people are waiting after the open house for an update on the next steps. Oh, Gordon's joining the meeting. Um, I don't have any information from our consultants yet. Hopefully I will have something by the next meeting or before then. I will definitely keep you all in the loop.
Okay, I
I've
know,
got a couple.
yeah, go ahead, David.
I got a couple of people who still want to send in comments.
They still can.
Yeah. Okay.
We had said the end of June, but our consultant hasn't sent me an email in any way saying that we are not accepting them anymore. And I will reach out to him tomorrow just to confirm what the plan is moving forward so that we can post something on our website.
I told them to get them in this week.
That works too.
Yeah, I think for those of you that were there, it was a very well attended meeting. And there were some people with strong opinions there, which is okay. And there were some people that had some opinions that weren't really relevant to the topic at hand. Which is not surprising, because people are seeking answers for some things of which they do not get anything from the province, so they try to find answers wherever they can. So I think that's fair to say, right, Carrie?
I think that's fair to say, yep.
Yeah, so, but I think I think it was a very well attended, and I think maybe next time we do something like that, it might be better to have we did a little bit of a explainer thing, but might have been a little bit easier for people to understand what was going on if we had been a little more organized in that regard, but that wasn't a big deal.
And some way of identifying us, I think, would be
Yes,
good.
I was just gonna say, the next thing would have been, we should have all had like bright orange hats on or something, or
Yes.
make Lappy great again hats or something, so. Yeah. But
Yeah.
that was a comment I received, both talking to you, Carrie. Oh, Carrie disappeared. That was a comment I received, that we could have been better attended, or better identified to the attendees, because people were wandering around and they didn't really know who the board members were. So, because I know the board members that were there, we certainly didn't have problems trying to get caught in conversations with people. So, which was good. So, okay, it appears I'm the host of this meeting now. Not sure what happened, Carrie. But if there's nothing else for this meeting, I will call for a motion to adjourn. And David and Axel, it's been moved and seconded. July 3rd, 2025, regular meeting of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be adjourned, the time being 5:48 p.m. Anyone in opposition to that? Seeing none, thank you, everyone. Thanks for attending, Gordon. You didn't miss a lot of excitement, but we did approve all the applications.
Yeah. Bad timing with a contractor arriving at my house.
Yeah, well, these things happen, so.
Yeah.
But, okay. Oh, Carrie just texted me. Her laptop just died. That's sad. Okay, I will call this meeting adjourned, and we will be meeting the next time we have enough stuff to talk about, which may or may not be the beginning of August. So I really don't know. All right.
Okay. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
See ya.
Good
Take care.
Take care.